Hello, literature lovers. Today I want to discuss a very special philosophical essay by Albert Camus, and the name is Myth of Sisyphus. It's basically in French, translated into English by Justin O'Brien, and was first published in 1955. Now, since it's a myth, it is based on ancient Greek myth, and Camus is really good at it and making it. And this work by Camus, is talk about, yes, a very famous philosophy of the absurd. Now, whenever we talk about it, one can imagine Sisyphus, how we are, and that absurd theory is quite popular, how it influences, as you can see, and what our lives are is quite absurd. It's based on this theory. You can imagine the overall addressing thing. And according to this, life is inherently devoid of meaning and consequently absurd, but humans will nevertheless forever search for meaning. So, this theory obviously addresses about absurdity, that the world is useless, there is no meaning of surviving, all the things we do are futile. But here we can talk about it in detail because we as humans try our best to extract the meaning, to extract the purpose of our survival, and that is what Albert Camus compares the absurdity of man's life with the situation of Sisyphus, who is a figure of Greek mythology, who was condemned to repeat forever the same meaningless task of pushing a boulder up a mountain only to see it roll down again. So it's quite symbolic, as you can understand it, that how in our life we go up and down in the situations, and sometimes we succeed and sometimes we fail, and most of the time the failure is much more regular, and that leads to that absurdity response. But instead of going off the negative side, we should try and repeat our actions in different directions and try to reach to that level. That's what it all summarized, and we can respond in different meaning, but it should be in a positive way. That's what the whole essay is philosophically explaining the thing. And you can see how explanation is given here, and acknowledgement should be there, and that sometimes is to revolt, and some other benefit. Struggle is there, it's part of life, and it's really, it's blind man's eager to see who the night has no end, and some is reflected by freedom. Go through it, it's really deep, and you can imagine and how happiness is. Sometimes we find do some things that really not meaningful, but it is so great. The main purpose is that effort that makes us happy, not the achievement. You have can your own views. Do share it with me. Thanks for listening.